Don't know the power.
The math is unputtable.
Fusion reaction.
Oh, hell yeah.
Get to the chopper!
Price go up.
Gigantic fusion reactor that just works.
Multiple income streams and real yield.
Ooh, yeah!
Jeeps can no longer dump on your heads. The revolutionary decentralized finance protocol. Fusion reaction in T-minus 3, 2, 1.
Fusion! You don't know the power.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to the official EMP live stream. Oh man, what a day. My computer was completely telling me it was the wrong time. The intro was cut in half. It's been one of those days today, but we're here, so sorry about that delay in the beginning. But here we are. So we have a lot to go over too. One of the biggest AMAs in a long time. So much to cover tonight. And a lot of bullish announcements. As you can see in the title, we have a gigantic bond partner that we're going to talk about. So, and the market is just on fire. I mean, again, ETH has no quit in it whatsoever. And things are looking great. So, before we get into all that, though, I want to introduce my co host with the most and fellow team member, LA, how are you?
I am good. Hey guys, welcome. We got a big one. We're excited.
Yeah, no doubt. Lots to go over. And again, sorry for the delay once more. We're going to jump right in. Before we do, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. That really helps with the algorithm and get more of new eyeballs and the word out about what we're doing. And yeah, we're gonna kick things off. So let me go and pull up my notes. Again, lots to go over tonight. So we'll do what we can and move through it quickly, and then at the end, we will also have our usual Q&A for anything that we may have missed. So, all right, awesome. LA, before we kick it off, anything you want to say to everybody?
Hell yeah, let's go. I don't know.
I love it. Hey, that works for me. Yeah. All right. So again, just to recap, market is on fire. ETH is up over 22% in 1 week alone. We saw new all-time highs on Bitcoin. And, again, the really most bullish thing for me, at least, is we saw Bitcoin dominance really starting to come down over the last 2 or 3 days. So today, especially, we see ETH continuing to pump, and Bitcoin is actually either staying where it is or going down. And why that is so powerful is that's usually a sign of the beginnings of an alt season. So especially with EMP and ETH and bonds, I mean, we have exposure to a lot more mid to low cap tokens, and so that will really help with the um, underlying value of all those assets as we get into the real alt season. So, and we'll talk about that too. I have a whole section on that as well. But overall, market's great. A lot of the American-based cryptos are running too. Again, ADA or Cardano, XRP, a lot of them are doing really well. So hopefully all of you have your bags packed. We were saying it over the last few AMAs that this is getting into territory that is your last opportunity. I think we may see a usual pullback, but I'm still extremely confident that we see $5,000 to $10,000 Ethereum by the end of the year, and upwards of 150K Bitcoin, and then a 2 to 3 to 4x on all mid to large cap alts from here. So things are again looking really, really powerful. All right, awesome. Are you excited, LA? This is one of the first real bull runs you've been around for, right? We're
Oh yeah,
finally
I'm
getting
very
started.
excited. I've been waiting for this for 3 years.
Yeah, totally. So it happens quick. We've said all along you got to be prepared. And then now we just sit back and take it all in. So and remember again, as things do go up, it's always healthy to take profit and rotate into, maybe some more stable or bigger opportunity tokens as well. Just don't, you know, sell your Bitcoin for, Doge hoping that it will outperform. It may, but that's a little bit risky for sure. So, all right, let's go and jump into uh, bonds. We have some incredible stats. Ella, you want to go over some of our
Oh
amazing
yes.
stats, and then I'll elaborate. Go ahead. Yeah.
Yes, I do. So we've now hit over 2.2 million dollars minted in bonds between the DexFi bonds and the Bernard bonds. We have now paid out over $100,000 in rewards on our main bond platform and almost 20,000 on Bernard bonds. And we have 2 new projects that are coming on. One of them is going to be announced tonight, but very exciting stuff here, guys.
Yeah, 100% LA. Let me go ahead and pull up my screen. Bear with me one moment here. Okay. Sorry here. Give me 1 second. So I'll just. All right, here we go. So yes, what Elliot was saying, and we just did. We got over just before the stream, over $100,000 in payouts, in just what it's been a month and a half maybe. So that's pretty amazing. Bond values rising again. This is our other white label right here. Bernard, and again another 400K in that, about 20K paid out. So we're looking really, really good. And why that matters is again, just the more TVL that we have, the better off everything is. The fees we're earning, the quicker all the compensation funds are paid. And ultimately, the more we're able to scale, as the market scales as well. And there was one more thing I wanted to show. We might cover it later, but while I'm thinking about it, let's go here. So yeah, there we go. So 4 million TVL in the vaults overall. So again, we're looking really good. All this is scaling incredibly well, and yeah, we're excited for the future. So uh, all that being said, what is up next, Ellie? Are we ready to announce the new partner, or what's on the, I don't have my notes
Okay, so
while I'm
next we
doing this.
have some
Mhm.
stats. So
Yeah.
from yesterday's announcement, so we have an announcement. The top ups are in. So
Oh
Dex
yes.
bonds, 75% APR, Bernard bonds, 79% APR, GDEX 7.48%, escrow payment 8,741. So at first glance, these numbers may look stable or even slightly down, but let's break it down. So just 1 week ago, a DEX bond was priced at $200. Today, it's 240. Well, right now on AJ's screen, it's $252, 22% higher. So in simple terms, if you entered last week, you're actively earning 90.75% on your original USD deposit. And it gets better. The fund is diversifying. We're now allocated nearly 300K in blue chip yield farms. While this slightly tempers average returns, it slightly lowers the fund's risk profile and offers long-term stability. Maintaining these APRs while scaling deposits and boosting principal value is a clear signal this model is built to last.
I love it. All right, let me break that down. So, and also just as a reminder, please make sure that all of you are following our socials, because we have a lot of information coming. And what Ella just read was a pinned post that gives you info on Thursdays. We'll go over all that, but it's going to get to a point where we have so much updates that's going to be hard to cover everything in one post. But I mean, what Ellie said is extremely bullish for a couple of reasons. So, we did, every week, we top up the rewards, so that keeps the APR healthy. Um, and even at a 75% APR, that really is a little misleading still because, like Ellie said in the post, you really need to calculate APR based on your entry point, and so a lot of you are getting even a little bit more APR because your cost basis was lower. And that's another reason why you want to mint bonds when the price is lower and the ETH ratio is lower, because it ends up being a little bit more APR um, over the long run. And we still absolutely think that we can boost this APR. Again, the goal has been, around 100%, somewhere in there, but just realize with ETH going on an absolute tear, you're up in dollar value, but then the APR might be a little bit less. And over the last 2 weeks, really even the last week, because it's a week behind basically in terms of yield, the volume was still down a lot. So this week should be really good with markets pumping and a lot more volume, and even closer to boosting the APR. And the other really cool part of that is even if APR stays the same, we've now been able to move more into blue chip positions, which again, the whole reason we have alts is to have some volume on alts. Again, they typically do a lot more volume, which means we make more fees. But if that particular asset doesn't do well, then the ETH ratio is lower. So it is a double-edged sword. But as we grow, we're able to move into more blue chips and farm, ETH and BTC even. I mean, Coinbase BTC, ETH USDC, like this right here, XRP. We have a lot of exposure now. Even this wrapped ETH ADA. So we're getting exposure to all the blue chips that have been running as well. And again, if that makes the APR suffer by a few points, we make it up in sustainability. So all that is really cool as we continue to grow and morph and put so much capital to work as well. And that's the other cool thing. Again, with almost $2 million in this bond in this fund alone, not one what here? Let me go back up here. So not one, maybe one or two pools right there. The first two are just close to about 100K. So we never have the whole fund at risk, and it's so well diversified. And we continue to diversify into the right pairs as we get new capital in. So everything is looking really powerful. And in my eyes, it's even outperforming what our initial plans were, with the market going bananas on top. And yeah, I mean, obviously ETH value, and we'll talk about that next. But a lot of you are there's three factors: ETH being up in ETH itself, being up in dollar value, and being up in APR. Right now, we've been able to do two of those, but I absolutely think we'll be able to have all three as things cool off a little bit and we see an actual alt run. And so I guess that's a good transition into that, LA, and we'll take some questions at the end. But some people have been asking about the actual ETH ratio, which is down here. So when we first started with bonds, it was about 0.1 ETH per bond, and now it's about 0.7. This will go back up. So again, theoretically, obviously we can't guarantee anything, and that's the beauty of the system, is that it is all variable. But what happens is ETH has been just outperforming everything right now. ETH, like Ella said, up 22% in one week. So obviously when that happens, we see the ETH ratio down, because this number right here of ETH is determined on the actual allocation that's in the fund itself. So when alts start running and go higher against ETH, then this number goes up dramatically. So when that happens, then you're in profit in terms of ETH, you're way in profit in terms of dollar value, and you've been earning the whole time. So this isn't, we said all along, it's not a short play. The whole idea is to be in bonds for at least a couple of months. Let the bull run play out, earn the yield, and then if you're worried about this ETH value slipping, then you can always compound back into the bonds, and that will let you earn, and it will decrease your cost basis as well. So remember, when compounding into something like this that has real assets backing it, you're never in a position where it can reduce your overall entry. So and if you want to do that, you can just take the USDC that you earn and just buy Bitcoin or buy ETH with that and build your bag back up through the yield itself. So, all right, those were some of the points I wanted to make. Did that make sense, Ellie?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. All right, awesome. What's next on the list? Yeah.
The Peggy Challenge.
Yeah, awesome. All right, well, and before we get to that, we're gonna announce our new partner? Is that lower in the notes? I've just been
Oh,
we're all over the
yeah,
place.
let's do that. Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, yeah. So while we're on the topic of bonds, as you saw in the announcement, we are excited to announce that we have a brand new whitelist partner, and that is EMP.Money. So let me go ahead and come back to my screen. Hang on, and then I'll pull up the front end. But bear with me here 1 second. So, all right. So why this is so bullish is, Elephant has been a stronghold in the community, the crypto community, for a long time. It started right around the time EMP did, and BT and I have a long relationship. I've known BT my entire crypto career. Bank teller, the dev behind EMP.Money, and Elephant has had its successes and its failures, and everything I'm going to say tonight, I would say to BT directly, and this is why the partnership is so bullish, because what really has been holding Elephant back is real yield, and they've been kind of pivoting to different things to try to generate yield to support the project, but nothing has ever been sustainable or long term. And so now with Elephant bonds, it is a way that we can or that they can start utilizing our infrastructure to then provide real yield and start the same flywheel that we talk about all the time, with EMP and eSHARE and GDEX. So it's a matter of having real revenue supporting your token long term. And so this could definitely spark a resurgence in Elephant without any new buyers of Elephant. Obviously, people need to go into bonds, but they're getting a return just like they would with any other bond. So and a part of the strategy with Elephant bonds is that the vaults actually include some Elephant as well. So that will be additional buying pressure on Elephant. So and again, we'll have a whole article about this coming out that goes into a little more detail. But why it's so cool for me at least, and in regards to our ecosystem, is if we can do this as a proven model, which I'm very confident that we will, people will be knocking down our door to utilize bonds as a revenue stream for their own protocols. And this is an incredible case study of that in real time. And so I'm really excited for that. We have a lot of things in the works. The white labels, we have two more that are actually three more that are coming, two of which I'll be able to share, one of which is a private fund. But all that is really cool and could potentially get millions and millions more TVL into the vaults. So LA is pretty cool stuff, huh? Let me pull up the
So
the the
cool.
yeah. I'm just gonna pull up the home screen of Elephant too. I just didn't have it up, so bear with me here. But yeah, anything you want to add to that?
Have they officially announced it in their community now?
Yeah, so we're gonna announce it as soon as we get off of this stream, and then I'll have a Medium article hopefully by tonight or tomorrow that goes through all the details. But it's the same, exactly the same as it was or as it is for any other bonds. The APR should be comparable. The splits are the same, but rather than again going to us, that 30 percent goes to Elephant, and again, whatever BT decides with paying unlimited holders or just buying more Elephant to start the flywheel, we'll have to hear from him on that. But at the very least, it's exciting, and again, um, because it's through bonds, there's very little control. So again, that was another kind of and I would say this to BT too. The criticism is, if there was an exploit or, where the funds are going, nobody has to worry about that now because it's all on chain. The same transparency with our bonds is what will be transparent to Elephant bonds. So, you'll be able to track where every penny goes. And, it's part of our infrastructure and trusted team, so you don't have to worry about any kind of an exploit on just holding a token. So and it's amazing for us because we get the eyeballs that we need as well. It's a win-win. Elephant gets real revenue and a trusted team, and we get a whole new audience. So all right. I was trying to just show the screen. Hang on, LA. I'm not prepared today, but go ahead. If there's something you want to talk about, Rick, I'll probably pull it up.
Yeah,
Or
I was just hoping you could break down kind of like how we earn as a protocol when these other projects come on.
yeah, absolutely. So we take a cut. Oh, excuse me. So the standard split is 70/30. That is with every single one of our white labels. And then we take 10%. So out of that 30%, 70% goes to bondholders as payouts. 30% is, quote unquote team. But we get 10, and whatever partner we we have gets the other 20. So, you know, and whether or not, again, we'll have more info on how BT is going to use that 20%. But even if zero of that is put out, the actual LPs will have Elephant in them. So it will be massive buying pressure on the LPs. I think 10% of all the LPs have Elephant exposure. So and remember, because of our rebalancing system and our underlying tech of the vaults, that means, if there's always something going to buy Elephant through the vaults. So it's really powerful. And again, I'm excited. This is the first real experiment we've done, with a token and a separate community, outside of EMP or GDEX. So.
I love it. And then those
Yeah.
increased vault fees too with the additional vaults, right?
Yeah, totally. So again, and you'll actually also be able to, there will be a wrapped elephant ETH vault as well. So you'll be able to actually provide LP for that directly as well. So, all right, let me see.
Awesome.
I finally found it. Hang on, bear with me here. I'm trying to share my screen. Mm. All right, geez, Lou, finally. Sorry about that, everybody. All right, here it is. So again, very familiar to how it looks, for everybody else, you'll connect your wallet. You'll be able to deposit. Again, you can see funds are already flowing, and then everything will appear down here below after you connect, and you can already see, that funds are coming in, and we'll be deploying that ETH into all the different pools. We'll get this branded with elephant at the top here on DBank, so you can see. But ETH deposits are open now. So again, if you're part of Elephant or you just want to be able to diversify into other bonds, and that's the other cool part. Some of the bonds have different strategies. Yeah. So Jake just put this out, by the way, while I was while we're on here. So this announcement will be all over as soon as we get off the call. But yeah, I mean, again, there is no right or wrong answer. Bonds are great, whether you want to be have a little bit of each of all of our white labels, or just go to whatever has the highest APR. Maybe you like the composition of the fund in one a little bit better. It's all good for us because we still get all the volume, we still get all the fees from our cut, and we get more TVL in the vaults. So it's really been powerful. And like I said, if this really works the way I think it will, which again I'm super confident in that, it will be a way to scale tremendously. So, think about every DeFi protocol looking to implement real yield, and having bonds as kind of a business in a box, so to speak. And I've been talking with the other few of our VIP members in EMP, and I can list two, which we'll definitely highlight in the future. Two members are actually starting new projects using this treasury method for real yield. So they're going to have an amazing head start because they don't have any liability or debt, so to speak, that they have to worry about. So they can start putting out real yield from day one, which is really, really cool. So, all right, awesome, LA. That was really good. Hopefully, people get the picture on how again, incredibly powerful this is.
Absolutely. Woo.
Awesome. All right. So, do we want to pull up the next part? You said,
Yeah.
yeah,
Fusion bot.
EMP, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Another holy hell of an exciting announcement here.
Yeah, totally. So we have been on fire. Again, we had what, probably $20,000 of new buying of EMP over the last 24 hours. So that's been great. Let me pull up my notes so I don't forget anything as we go. But yeah. So Peggy Challenge has been absolutely on fire. We smashed our goal, right, LA? Go ahead, you hype it up. I love
Yeah,
when you get
we
excited. Yeah.
smashed our weekly challenge. We are at 71K deposited into Fusion this week, 71K EMP deposited. And Grover was nice enough to update our Peggy Dance meter. And so we have 14.29K left. And that is pretty impressive.
Yeah, look at that. So I don't know if you guys can see that, but the weekly challenge, the bar is off the screen. So it went all the way over here into this other column. So if that's not
That's
bullish,
hilarious.
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, if that's not bullish, I don't know what is, right, LA? So yeah, you can see right here,
Yeah,
all the way up
I
the
didn't
screen.
notice
So
that.
yeah, so that means that we did a great job, and yeah, we again, I'll refresh here. Some of the metrics they still have to update, just to spend so much volume in a little amount of time. But that means that we will be doing a distribution for our rewards because we smashed the goal. So yeah, go ahead, Ellie.
Yeah, and Grover just reminded me to say this. That means that we can fully distribute the competition rewards this week, like we were in the beginning, because we've 100%, well, beyond 100% reached our goal, and so that is exciting.
Yeah, 100%. And remember, we're getting there. Not a ton of EMP left to get to peg in terms of new buying. You can also check, your leaderboard status here. Like, a lot of new buying and sacrificing of EMP, which has been great. And then one more thing I want to highlight too, LA, while I'm here, just one before I forget, then we'll jump back over. But we're also implementing a bonds leaderboard. So this is alpha. Back to what we were saying earlier about bonds. So you'll be able to check that out as well. All right. So what is next? I know we have one more big announcement on Fusion Watch.
Oh yeah,
Are
we've
we?
got
Yeah.
more to talk about with the Peggy challenge.
All
So
right. Yeah.
liquidity has been lowered to make it even easier to reach Peg. We are, like we just said, $14,290,000 away from hitting Peg. And a reminder that when Peg is reached, we can initiate the Peg bot, which means it's one more revenue for Fusion, and it'll also help us to maintain Peg as well as fund future marketing. And so that's very powerful. The quicker we can get ourselves to Peg, the better. And we can be there quicker than you imagine when we all work together. Everyone who has bonds or who plans on getting bonds, if we were all even to just put 20 to 30% of our weekly earnings from bonds into Fusion through EMP deposits, we would be there literally like that. Yes, there are still people holding on to EMP to sell it, and it will not be a straight shot to Peg. We've seen some of that today, but we have already shaken a lot of those trees, and the sooner they sell, the better for all of us, because it's easier to maintain Peg when we get there. There is still some EMP on the open market, and there are still some people waiting to sell, but it is great for us when they sell. That's different from swing traders. The people who are sitting waiting to sell their EMP, they've had it for a long time. And we're okay with them selling because it means that when we get to Peg, there's very little EMP on the market and we can maintain it. And that's what's important. And so the people that are selling today at these rates, good for them. They're losing out big time and we're all winning because we get to scoop up the remaining EMP cheaper at a Peg bonus, and we are more likely to hold on to Peg when we get there.
Yeah, I love it, LA. I couldn't have said it better. And yeah, I mean, we see that today as well. Obviously, we had a lot of great new buying. We did have a lot of selling, but that is bullish because that person, one of the wallets I've been watching in particular, they've been a fairly large EMP whale, and they are almost out. I mean, they don't have a lot of EMP left. So,
No, I looked, and that person put all of the EMP they bought into Fusion.
Yeah, totally. Well, the new buyer, yes, for sure. So yeah, that's another bullish thing. All the new buying went right into Fusion, which to Ella's point earlier about swing traders, that's not an issue. What I was saying is, the ones that were selling into the pump, they're almost out. So like,
Yeah.
yeah, again, like as we move up, it's less and less of an issue. And yeah, I mean, if people want to rotate out of EMP, to each their own. And it lets all of us that are here for the long run have a much better foundation. And yeah, the peg bot will be even more efficient with all that selling pressure gone. So yeah, I'm excited for it. Yeah,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. And so there was a question in the chat saying like 70K EMP deposited into Fusion. That's not 70K dollars, that's 70K EMP. And
Correct.
while that's an incredible amount, there's still 14,000 left. And when there's selling pressure on EMP, it takes away from our progress. And so we are still moving in the right direction, but there will be sells along the way, and that is completely normal.
Yeah, absolutely. So just remember the Peggy dance again is fluid. So if we get, say 20,000 EMP in a day, but then somebody sells 10, we're still ahead, but we're only ahead by 10. So yeah, just remember that it is fluid. But we've been making progress. I mean, again, that number is getting smaller and smaller as we go. And the more that we keep chugging along, the better. Again, it's mathematically inevitable. Again, nobody can really say that in crypto, that a guarantee or inevitability, but just mathematically speaking, even if it's one EMP at a time, eventually all the EMP will be inside of Fusion. So,
The math is unfootable.
yes, exactly. There you go.
And I just want you guys to all realize like this is the best case scenario. Like the EMP being purchased is being put into Fusion. And yes, some people are selling, but those are people that have been holding on to their EMP selling. What we don't prefer is when there's a 20K buy and it's a swing trader, and then a week later they do a 10K sell or a 20K sell, because then everyone's emotions are like an absolute roller coaster. If
Totally.
EMP is being purchased and then put into Fusion, and then other people who were always intending to sell along the way, that's a perfect scenario, because then everyone who's inside Fusion, when we get to Peg, are those hardcore long-term believers, and those are the people who get to win.
Yeah, I love it. Very well said, LA. And again, with the liquidity management that we're doing, swing traders are also less and less of an issue because, as we ratchet the price up, then they're going to get killed with a permanent loss or price impact rather when they do sell. So, yeah,
Somebody got killed yesterday when they sold a huge chunk of eShare at once. So
yeah,
um, you got to
cool.
say karma comes around for those people. But
Yeah, no, totally. You got to be again. If you're not here for the long run, then you gotta selling it all at once is definitely the worst thing you can do, for sure. So, all right,
all
awesome.
right. So we are moving on to legacy contracts and USDT batteries.
Okay, awesome. Do we actually before I get to that, LA, again, I know we added like 10 different things. But so I'm not jumping back and forth. Do you want to talk about the new unveiling of our new uh community project for Future Watch?
That's coming up a little bit later in this
All right. All
stream.
right, then let me okay, then I'll exit and come back. Okay. All right, bear with me here. Okay. All right. What's up next?
Legacy contracts and USDT batteries.
Okay, yeah. So we've had again major headway on this. The when should be coming to an end shortly. So again, I'm not going to give a timeline. I always get in trouble when I do. But this is we're getting into the home stretch. So we brought back one of our senior devs, who was the main guy that built Fusion. Again, as a lot of you know, we had to kind of move some positions around after the issue we had to cut down on our team until we could recover. The idea is putting as much money as possible into the recovery fund rather than paying developers. But now we're making headway again, and so we brought him back. He again, the other devs are capable and were making headway on their own. But this guy again this built Fusion from scratch, so he can make changes in a day when it may take another dev a week. So that's exciting. We had a great call today. We finalized everything on our call earlier, so just stand by for an announcement. And it'll be both the legacy contracts and the USDT batteries getting handled. So all right, awesome. Anything on that, LA? Yeah.
Awesome. No, that was
Okay.
it. Stand by for announcements. Always watch out for pinned announcements, because when all of that is finalized, that's where we are going to put the information.
Perfect. Okay. And then the other thing was Sparkswap. That's another bit of an announcement, or just update rather. We do have a new URL that's been working, but I know a lot of you were having a hard time removing LP or trading. All the money is still there. Again, it's been heavily impacted with Pulse going down and Spark going down. But you can always interact with the contracts directly, but it takes a lot of knowledge, and even I have a hard time with that, and don't want to mess anything up. So we're linking the back end to the new front end with the new URL. Hopefully that'll be done this coming week, and then you can choose to uh, break LP or do what you got to do, swap or do whatever. Just remember, if you are breaking LP and selling Spark for Pulse, then you will not be eligible for the migration when we finally do get around to doing deck swap. So again, there's no right or wrong answer. I just want to make sure everybody's aware. If you're selling your Spark at the lows and then trying to buy it back, any new buys on Spark will not be accounted for. So, all right. Anything else on that, Ellie?
No.
Cool. All
All
right.
right,
So
let's dive into this brand new community effort.
I know we need a drum roll again. Hang on, let me go
Okay.
back. Yeah. All right, perfect. So, all right, so we have a brand new community challenge and reward system, and that is on eShare. Here we go with our Pulse prediction. So, again, not to be confused with Pulse Chain, the eShare Pulse prediction. So, this is a brand new, again, LA, I think you explain it perfectly. The 50-50 raffle at a baseball game, right? Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. So, when you're at a baseball game and you put in a few bucks to buy a 50-50 ticket, and if your number is the one that's picked, you keep half of the pool, and half of the pool, I don't know, goes to charity or whatever it goes to. In this case, you buy a ticket, they're $2 each, and you predict the future price of eShare, which you'll see when we post the written version, but you can also click on the terms and conditions for the exact time that gets picked every week. But when all of the weekly buys come in, half of the money buys and burns eShare, and half of the money goes into a pool, which goes to the winner when they choose the correct price. Now, if a week passes by and nobody chooses the correct price, then the pool continues to get bigger and bigger and bigger, which is what adds to a lot of the fun.
Yeah, I love it, Ellie. So great overview. Again, this is going to be posted everywhere. It may already be actually, but if you want all the details, you can always come to the terms and conditions. But yeah, it's really straightforward. $2 in USDC on BSC network. You'll copy this address right here. You will then send your $2 in one transaction. Only one transaction per ticket. So again, if you wanted to do more, you'll have to do multiple transactions, and then you will enter your transaction hash, which again, you go right here. So once you send it, you will paste the transaction hash that you sent for the $2, so we know that you put the money in, and then you will enter your price prediction here, and it has to be 2 decimals, so $7.32, or whatever it might be that your guess is, and then like Ella said, it has to be that exact number to the 2 decimal places. If there are more than one person that gets it, then you'll split the rewards. But if nobody gets it, then the prize pool will roll over. And so, and I'm going to seed this as well from my personal funds. I'm going to put another 100 or 200 bucks into this initial pool just to get the hype going. And we'll highlight this every Thursday. Right now, we're starting because it's still in beta, so it's been running for a day or two. But ultimately, it'll be a Thursday to Thursday rollover, and that the price is also calculated on what we call a TWAP, or time weighted average price, TWAP. And so again, it'll be very difficult for people to gamify this because it's over a 12-hour average. So just remember that it's the average price of EMP over 12 hours. It won't be, it may or may not be the exact current price when the timer ends. So, and again, we have to do that to make sure, a whale can't buy or sell eShare to win the prize. So,
And this is so bullish, guys, because there's already a good chunk of eShare that's burned, and the overall supply of eShare is quite small. And
totally.
there's only 11K of liquidity on eShare right now on DexSwap. And so every chunk of eShare that gets burned, like, for all of us eShare maxis, that's like building the road, the yellow brick road to the future for all of us, you know. Also for anyone in Fusion, a portion of the Fusion rewards, you know, the eShare price really determines the APR. And so that's a big one too. We want to get eShare up as much as possible. And this is just a really fun way to do that and get the community involved.
Yeah, absolutely, LA. So yeah, I'm excited for this again. Just one more thing to add volume, to give a little bit of incentive. And who knows if you win, you know, it could be a pretty substantial amount that you can then use to buy more EMP or pay your bills or buy more eShare. I mean, this is just a really cool way to do it. And again, I mean, I know people may think that this is a little complicated, but shout out to John and Grover. This is all community led. I mean, we don't put the devs on this to do a smart contract and spend a ton of money developing all this. We do it as grassroots as we can, and John and Grover to go above and beyond to make this work with the skill sets that they have. So really huge shout out to them. This is a great way to participate, and it's solely a community effort and not, taking time away from our devs, which is awesome. So please give them some love. There's a community wallet address at the bottom of the page if you want to donate some to them. They've been really going above and beyond. So shout out to you guys for sure. So,
Yes,
cool.
big shout out to both of them for putting this into action. So I'm going to go over some of the details, the nitty gritties, so
Perfect.
about how it works. So predict the eShare TWAP, so the time weighted average price, exactly to 2 decimal places. Exact match win, and if multiple people win, they split the pool prize. 50% of the pool goes to the winners. 50% is used to buy and burn eShare weekly. The TWAP period is from Wednesday 23:30 to 11:30 EST the next day from the DexSwap V3 eShare BNB pair. The competition opens Wednesday at 12 Eastern after the rollover from the previous week. And it closes at the following Wednesday at 12 Eastern. The winner is announced live on the AMA after the TWAP ends Wednesday night. Then they have a chance to do their back end calculations and everything. And then on the Thursday AMA, we can announce any winners. To enter, you're going to send $2 USDC on BSC to the entry wallet shown on the site. And then you'll click the button over on the right on number 3. And you will fill out the form under eShare in the menu on that site. One transaction hash equals 1 entry. There are no duplicate transactions. If your entry doesn't register immediately, wait 3 to 5 minutes and submit your entry. Invalid entries are non-refundable, but still go into the prize and burn pool. Double check before submitting. The current pot after beta testing is at $40. We just did a little bit of testing last week. There were no winners yet, so it is going to be open to everyone. But no matter what, we always burn 50% of it every week, and so that tally will continue to go up. There was 40 burned already, and there's 40 in the pool for the next winner. And so that number is going to keep growing, both of those numbers. And the more eShare we burn, the better, state we're in.
I love it. Yeah, absolutely, LA. And again, as this grows, this could be something that attracts new participants as well. So, we get a $5,000 prize pool, and people will come out of the woodwork to do this. So I'm really excited for it. And yeah, it is pretty self-explanatory here. If you do it wrong, it'll give you an error anyway. So you'll just find your transaction hash. Remember, it's just the hash too. You don't have to type BSC scan / whatever the number is. It's just those last numbers for that you paste right here. and then again the prediction that you made. And Grover is always around in our socials. If you're having an issue with it, he'll help you out, or any of our mods. Just remember, no, don't ever send money to anybody else. Grover will never ask you for money, no, nor will I. We saw a lot of raids happening over the week. Lots of new, scammers. So uh, don't ever go by the usernames on the accounts. Make sure that they're all legitimate team members. So cool. All right, awesome. All right, anything else on this,
Amazing.
Ellie? Yeah.
Nope, nothing else on that. We have a few last notes. So one of
Okay.
them was the gauge.
Yes. Okay. Gaugeless pools. Let me read that announcement. Oh man, we got a lot going on here. Hang on. Sorry, bear with me. All right. So you heard me mention this on the last AMA, and we just did an announcement on the DexFi channel. So let me pull this up so I can read it. Okay, so we have a ton of new farms on base, uh, including FTX and about 30 more. So over 40 new airdrome farms just dropped. Airdrome is the leading DEX on base, including gaugeless LPs, giving us the flexibility to support all the projects like our friends at FlexTrade. I'm just reading what this announcement was. Flex Trade is another partner protocol. We're not affiliated with, but we're supporting their LPs now in the farm. Again, you heard me mention Elephant earlier. There'll be another one for that. So, what is a gaugeless LP? Aerodrome runs on a V33 model where emissions go to LP providers based on V arrow votes. So let me break that down a little. A V33 model is a hybrid between V2 and V3 liquidity in the way that it works. So you're actually getting a reward token instead of fees, but the fees are what pay for and buy that reward token. So you are still farming V3, but it's a little bit convoluted because there's the arrow token involved, and it's bullish for arrow, which we also have some exposure to the arrow token itself, because all the fees rather than have to go through buying aerodrome to distribute it first. So it's a really cool model. It's definitely a lot more complicated, but it adds a layer of sustainability for sure. However, you can still make fees without um, earning arrow. And so those are what we call gaugeless, because they're not in the gauge vaults. So, and we've been experimenting with those, and some of the blue chips have actually been earning more without being gaugeless, earning the fees directly. So, again, uh, 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 so just to recap, to qualify, projects need to apply for a gauge and incentives via wrapped arrow or VE arrow holders with bribe. So again, to unwrap that, the way that you get a gauge is that you have to actually give a part of your supply or other bribes or incentives to be able to be included in that program. So some protocols don't want to give away their tokens or incentivize people outside of just the LP position itself, and so that's why gaugeless is really cool. So gaugeless, again, the workaround is that no gauge required, no bribes necessary. You just earn the trading fees like any other V3, like Uniswap, and it's compatible with both V2 and V3 farms on DexFi. So this is really bullish, and we're going to continue to add more and more LPs and vaults on Aerodrome that are both gauge and gaugeless. Cool. Okay.
Amazing. Love
Oh, the
it.
other one more thing on that too, LA. Just to wrap it up, these are exclusive to Dex Finance. So I want to end with that. I mean, so you can't find them on Beefy or VFAT or any of the other ALMs. Um, this is something that we are the only ones doing, and that reason is that a lot of the other big protocols may have partnerships with Aerodrome, or they're just too big that they don't want to create an entire new vault just for this this non-gauge situation. But because of our technology, we can add an LP with very minimal effort. So we have no problem adding as many gauge or gaugeless LPs than anybody may want. So, and remember, all of you can request your own LP farm on DexFi. So on the home screen, you go to request farms, and all you have to do is paste the Dex Screener link, and we do the rest. So make sure that you're voting for new farms over there as well. So cool. All right, that was it. I think, LA.
Okay, awesome. And then we'll play the song on our way out after the questions.
Yeah, totally. So we have one of our community members did a cool EMP rap that we're gonna play at the end. But yeah, we can move into questions, right? Yep.
Awesome. Yeah, we have a few over on Discord. So first one, once all the escrow payments for what was lost through the hack have been made and everyone has been made whole again, would the 10% sell tax on the Treasury bonds be reduced or removed?
Yes, that's a great question. The short answer is no, and the reason that is that the compensation fund has absolutely nothing to do with that 10%. So the 10% is there for situations exactly like what we saw the last 2 days. So the reason that 10% is there is to protect the APR of the fund. And when I break it down, I think you'll understand why. So we have to have capital working for us. So all the ETH that goes in is then put into LP positions that earn fees. So if there wasn't a tax, then people could go in and out of bonds freely, and we could have swing traders that are just like going in and out of bonds as ETH goes up. Um, and have no reason to stay, and that would kill us on the back end because we're having to withdraw or pay out ETH every time somebody does that, and then the capital is not working. So if we remove that fee, then APR would suffer dramatically. Um, so the short answer is that 10% will never go away, at least in any situation I could think of, and that's simply because if you're not going to be in bonds for at least a month, or long enough to make up the yield. I mean, you would have to be less than a month now, just because ETH has been going up so much. But I would go in with at least a 1 month mindset to make that up, and then you get your APR, you're earning, you still get price appreciation of your assets, and you can withdraw. And we don't we're not in a position where we have to keep capital just doing nothing. So yeah, hopefully that explains well enough. And yeah, and again, remember the 10% tax doesn't go to the team, it doesn't go to us, it doesn't go to the compensation fund, it goes to all of you that are in bonds. So that 10% is over collateralizing the fund value, and so now you're earning on 10% that you never deposited, which is really, really powerful. And that actually increases the APR over the long run as well. So it has everything to do with APR, not with who gets what.
Yeah, and then it also kind of prevents people from sort of swing trading bonds also, right?
Yeah, totally. I mean, again, if we didn't have that, you could, that was my whole point. If if you're swing trading bonds, then the capital is in and out of bonds, and we're not able to earn on it at all. So yeah, it's there for a reason, for sure.
Mhm. Okay, 2 more on Discord. Does the 10% we earn from other projects go straight into Fusion, or how does Fusion earn?
Yeah, so it's not a one-to-one or a set percentage. It's based on, again, keeping the protocol healthy, paying for dev fees. Again, I mean, I don't have an exact breakdown of what percentage goes into Fusion, but just so the logic behind it is every month we make sure we have enough to pay for development, and then that comes off the top. So we're never having to sell GDEX or EMP or any of our assets to pay for development. And then the remainder then goes right now. A lot of it's going to the recovery fund. So again, that's why people say, well, why is the APR so low and all this other stuff in terms of Fusion? And it's part of the recovery plan where we're using the funds to buy and burn EMP and eSHARE before it goes to APR. But yeah, it's fluid. I mean, some months might be more, some months might be less, or weeks even. But overall, once the um, recovery fund is fully satisfied, and we have a lot more volume going into uh, Fusion. I mean, you saw from the post, what it was about $8,000 that was distributed. So imagine that now, going into GDEX and Fusion and everything else. So, and that number will only go up as more TVL and more fees we earn, more in both the vaults and the bonds. So, does that answer, LA? I don't know if you want to.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, and then one more. Will the new bond leaderboard have the Treasury wallet on there?
Yes, so that's a good question. I think it will. Yeah, I know we have to go through it all, but yeah, I think it will. So I know that the actual 133 wallet that a lot of you know is the Treasury, that at the end it should be on there. So but remember, we have money in a lot of different places as well. So, again, we try to obfuscate a little bit so that we're not an attack vector. But it's been pretty good. I mean, again, we're like I've said many times, we're actually the number one wallet or one of the top 2 or 3 wallets in the recovery fund itself anyway. So when things are paid out, it's helping to recover both of our treasuries too. So
Amazing. Okay, I think we've got some on YouTube here as well. We already answered that. Already answered that. Okay, no more questions because we already answered them all.
all right, amazing. So yeah, I know we went through a lot tonight. So again, right about an hour. I thought we would definitely go late. Apologies for being a little bit late. It's been a crazy day, and yeah, but we're looking really good. So yeah, LA, what any final words before we wrap it up? I know I know we were talking to each other earlier today. I mean,
Mhm.
it's all coming together, right? I mean,
It
we've
is. It's
yeah,
a good
totally.
time. It feels good. I love to see the chats just full of positivity and hope and excitement. And, that's what we've been building this whole time. And now this, boost in the market is helping, to even accelerate that. So the more we keep working together as a community, the quicker we're going to reach all of our goals. And we have everything really set in place now to do that. So it's fantastic.
Perfect. Absolutely. So, all right. Awesome, LA. Well, I appreciate you. I appreciate all of you that attend. And the flywheel is happening, over the next few weeks and months. I'm really excited for the real results that we'll see. Uh, and you sprinkle in the bull run on top, and it gets even better. So congrats to all the elephant community for being here. Hopefully, I see some new faces as well. So maybe they're here from that. We'll have a full Medium article. I know BT is going to do an AMA of his own, and then whether I'm there or not, or he'll handle it, and then like I said, we'll have a full breakdown of what to do. But the end goal is that it's bonds, just like anything else. But rather than supporting, our own ecosystem, and it still does through the 10%, but the other 20 goes to supporting the elephant ecosystem, and that's bullish because it's about having real yield supporting your token. And I think a lot of other memes and DAOs and tokens, both new and old, will really start to implement this to help their projects scale. So if we can be, like I said earlier, the business in a box for all of DeFi, I mean, just think about what that means in terms of eyeballs and volume and TVL and fees and all the above. So we're really starting to cook, and I'm excited for the future. So all right, awesome. I think that is it. We're gonna again play out this great little rap song from one of our community members in LA. I don't know if you can post the YouTube channel for those that want to follow him. Little
For sure.
little snip, I think, or something like that. I don't know. So
Little script.
little script. There you go. Perfect. So all right. Remember, we come to you every Thursday at 6:45 p.m. Eastern. And please remember to like, comment, and subscribe as we wrap it up. All right. Good night. Good day. We'll see you all next week. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.
Yo, it's Lil Script. No clicks, just flips. We plugged into Fusion. Watch them dollars drip. It's that Fusion, baby. Let the vaults go zoom. Set it and forget it. Watch your bags go boom. EMP engine with the split so clean. From farms to the future, the passive dream. Welcome to the Fusion, that EMP flex. Compounding bags, we don't settle for less. Vaults on vaults, yeah, I'm stacking with pride. LP so clean, let the protocol ride. AJ dropped the code, now the yield go nuts. No need to worry, it's all set up. Grover got the math, LA in command. Beans got the vibes while we farm with a plan. Peg stable like my bars stay tight. We in Fusion mode, see the games take flight. DeFi done smarter, no guessing, no stress. One deposit, then chill, let Fusion do the rest. It's that Fusion, baby, let the vault go zoom. Set it and forget it, watch your bags go boom. EMP engine with the split so clean. From farms to the future, the passive dream. No stress, no mess, just growth on lock. From the vaults to the top, we don't ever stop. Yo, Algo, I think we done, cut it. Good up. Bro, I said cut it.